Good evening. My name is David Stevens Jr. I'm bringing you Chapter 1, which means the foundation of multicultures of education. A very important chapter to me that I got a lot out of. Also, it talks about diversity in the classroom and what it means by diversity in the classroom. It talks about how diversity in the classroom talks about schools increasing diversity across the United States as the proportion of white students diminish. And what they mean by it, the reason why white students are diminished because whites have a better chance of providing for their children to live in better, nicer neighborhoods. And that's true. You also have blacks, Hispanics, Asian, other cultures as well, giving their children a better chance in the education field as well. It also talks about culture. It talks about defines culture for us. Culture defines who you are. It also influences our knowledge and beliefs and values. It provides the blueprint that determines the way we think, feel, and behave. It also talks about accepted and pattern ways of behavior are necessary for a group of to live together, and culture imposes order and meaning in our experiences. It also talks about culture has such an impact on us that we fail to realize that not everyone shares our ways of thinking and behaving. It also talks about in this talks about as well. It talks about dominant culture. It is a culture that is the most powerful, widespread, info, social and political in which the most powerful cultures are present. In a society refers to established language, religion, values, and social customs. And that's what dominant culture stands for as well. As we move along to slide 6, it talks about culture identity. Groups in the United States are called sub-societies or subcultures because they exist within the context of a large societal culture which in political and social institutions are shared. Sub-society is an organized group of persons associated together for religions, cultures, scientific, political, other purposes, about an individual living member of a community. Subculture means a culture group within a large culture, often having beliefs and interests and varies with those of a larger culture. Um, slides, um, slide 7, excuse me. It talks about the conditional system in which two or more states, groups, principal sources of authority. The practice of holding more than one office or church benefits at a time. Discrimination against members of oppressed groups can also make it difficult for the cultures even when they choose to do so. Discrimination is very big in our country, and you can see that in the schools, and you can see that in the United States as well. You can see in the schools, but they don't show it well. And as my first year in McGee, I was in the cafeteria one day. I got lunch duty, and what shocked me was a culture shock where all my blacks would sit on one side and whites would sit on the other side. They communicate here and there, but they were separated in the cafeteria. I never seen nothing like that before because I'm from Memphis, and you don't see that. You see people interacting, everybody sitting with each other, no matter what the race is. And I had to understand that I'm in southeastern Arkansas. And, you could see that it's very heavy here in southeastern Arkansas as well. Um, Overall, this was a good chapter for me because I have learned so much about diversity in the classroom and culture in general. And chapter 1 brings so much to the table, and it gets your eye, it gets your focus on wanting to know about diverse learning in the classroom. Want you to learn more about your culture so you can make you a better teacher to help your students understand what culture is and how they can define culture, and how their culture can help them in the society that we live in. So as I just I presented you chapter 1, the foundation of multicultures of education, a very powerful chapter. Um, like I said before, I learned so much out of it. And this is my presentation. Like I said, my name is David Stephen Jr. I want to say thank you, and this is my presentation. Thanks.